iPhone 8 and iPhone X just dropped, and the police officials across the globe are having a really tough time handling the crowd outside every hospital because people just can't keep calm and are all ready to sell their kidneys. Because if you don't have that one kidney, you can have the new iPhone. Just like there's a Jerry for every Tom, there's a certain Samsung Galaxy for every iPhone, and these two have been barking at each other for quite some time now. You're watching #Trending on VG Official, and this video shall tell you about every iPhone vs Samsung Galaxy battle ever. A decade ago, the world saw the inception of something called an iPhone, and the global citizens went all bonkers over it. But poor people like me who couldn't afford the majestic Apple phone had to settle to our Nokias until Samsung came to our rescue. Here's what has spanned in the last decade. 2007, the original iPhone versus nobody. Back in 2007, when most of us took pleasure in owning a phone with color display, Apple introduced the iPhone, a touchscreen phone with a screen size of 3.5 inches. When owning a phone with a VGA camera was considered a luxury, iPhone boasted a 2-megapixel camera which could capture perhaps the best pictures, but video recording was still to arrive. It came in 3 models, 4GB, 8GB and 16GB. Where was Samsung back then? Maybe realizing that they need to work harder to compete against the iPhone. 2008 iPhone 3G versus nobody. In 2008, Apple revealed the iPhone 3G, which was capable of treating us with internet with 3G speeds. While the cosmetics were similar to that of the original iPhone, Apple got rid of the 4GB variant. Also not to forget the launch of the Apple stores. But we were still on our Nokias because Samsung realized that the iPhone was indeed a galaxy apart. 2009 iPhone 3GS versus, you guessed it right, nobody. The year was 2009 and Apple revealed the iPhone 3GS, which was basically the iPhone 3G which was capable of recording videos. It boasted a new 3-megapixel camera which could now record videos at VGA quality. Most of us had got those cheap VGA camera phones manufactured by Nokia, Samsung and Sony Ericsson by then. Our dear friend Samsung, of course, had entered the new Galaxy and had started mining in its gold reserve. 2010 iPhone vs Samsung Galaxy S. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the action begins. In early 2010, even before Apple revealed the iPhone 4, Samsung decided to draw the first card and revealed the Samsung Galaxy S smartphone. It featured a 4-inch AMOLED screen and a 5-megapixel camera which could record videos at 720p HD bundled up into Android 2.1 OS. Then came the iPhone 4, which was arguably the best iPhone ever. The iPhone 4 had a stunning design with a combination of glass and metal frame. To top it up, Apple introduced us the legendary Retina display with the highest screen resolution of that time. It also introduced a secondary camera which we now call as a selfie camera. Despite the Samsung Galaxy S being impressive and within the budget of most of us, we got to give this one to Apple for actually bringing a revolution in the mobile handset industry. 2011 iPhone 4S vs Samsung Galaxy S2. If experts are to be believed, 2011 was the worst year Apple ever had. The year marked the death of the creator of Apple, Steve Jobs. Tim Cook took over the company and soon unveiled the iPhone 4S. It was the iPhone 4S that gave birth to Siri, the smart voice assistant. The phone was boosted with a powerful dual-core processor and a new 8-megapixel camera, and the new iPhone could be connected to the iCloud. Earlier that year, Samsung had grown stronger by unveiling the Galaxy S2, which was a bigger and better version of its predecessor. The screen went up to 4.3 inches and was ready to support 4G LTE, something which the iPhone 4S failed to do. The S2 could capture videos in Full HD, that is 1080p, which was a revolution in itself. The S2 also features Samsung's TouchWiz interface with all those flashy effects and functions. Samsung also introduced another Android phone, the monstrous Galaxy Note. 5.3 inches screen was not something one expected, and it took everyone by a pleasant surprise. One can say Samsung was a step ahead of Apple at that time. No doubt 2011 went to Samsung. 2012 iPhone 5 vs Samsung Galaxy S3. The success of Galaxy Note changed Samsung's perspective at screen sizes, and they realized that bigger is better. In 2012, they launched the Galaxy S3, which was a huge yet sleek phone with a 4.8-inch display. It boasted a quad-core processor and a brand new interface called Natural Interaction. This led to people questioning Apple's reluctance in developing bigger screens and integrating 4G connectivity. With the demise of Nokia, Samsung was soon emerging as the world's biggest phone manufacturer. Apple responded with the iPhone 5, which did improve on its screen size from 3.5 inches to 4 inches and also supported 4G LTE connectivity. Other than these things, there wasn't much in the new iPhone, and Samsung emerged as the winner of the battle in 2012. 2013, iPhone 5s was the Samsung Galaxy S4. In the March of 2013, Samsung revealed the 4th edition of the Galaxy S series, which boasted a 5-inch Full HD display, which was way better than Apple's Retina display. The phone was powered by an octa-core processor and had features like hand gestures, floating touch, and also introduced us with the S Health app, which is popular till date. Later that year, iPhone 5s was launched with a brand new Apple A7 chip, fingerprint sensor, and huge improvements to the camera. But there was no upgrade when it came to the display or the screen size. Having said so, the Galaxy S4 failed to impress the masses, and the iPhone just won this round not because of its own greatness, but just because Samsung S4 was a disappointment. 2014, iPhone 6 vs Samsung Galaxy S5. In 2014, Samsung tried really hard to impress the cell phone users by revealing the Galaxy S5 with features like waterproof design and also introduced the fingerprint sensor. Though these features received a mixed response, one cannot overlook that the phone was fast with an outstanding camera. iPhone, on the other hand, finally went big in screen size, with the iPhone 6 featuring a 4.7-inch display and the iPhone 6 Plus featuring a 5.5-inch screen size. The phone was way better than the Galaxy range, with a sturdy aluminium body unlike the plastic ones that Samsung had. The iPhone 6 camera was loaded with a faster autofocusing lens and also featured continuous focusing for videos. 2014 was Apple's victory and also a comprehensive one. 2015, iPhone 6s and 6s Plus versus Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge. Following the lead from iPhone 6, Samsung realized the need to get rid of the cheap plastic builds and launched the Galaxy S6 with a combination of glass and metal. To top it up, they then revealed the Galaxy S6 Edge and extended the display over the curves. The global buyers were so impressed that the sale of these two phones surpassed the company's expectations. With a serious competition to beat, Apple introduced the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. The phone was thicker than the usual iPhone owing to the new technology called the 3D Touch, which works similar to a right-click function on computers. It was also the first iPhone to record videos in 4K resolution, but that was quite late as Android phones already had this feature. With both manufacturers upping the ante, it was a close call, but Samsung won it in the end. Whoever the winner was, the real winner was the consumer, as both the manufacturers had extremely quality products, though at a higher cost. Low-cost Android phones had started gaining attention of the masses, and the Galaxy series and iPhone had started gaining the attention of the classes alone. 2016, iPhone 7 and 7 Plus versus Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. In 2016, Samsung entered the battle with the S7 with a 5.5-inch screen and also got along the curved edge display with the S7 Edge. The phones were sleeker than before and were stunningly gorgeous to look at. They also introduced the dual-pixel autofocus to its camera with a super wide lens. The phone had a waterproof design and was critically acclaimed. Apple also improved its camera with the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus with the portrait mode that could take pictures with an amazing depth of field. The new iPhones came in two new colors, jet black and matte black. iPhone 7 Plus was the first phone to feature dual cameras at the rear. The biggest talk of this iPhone release was the removal of the headphone jack. Despite this, the iPhone 7 broke all sale records of the previous iPhones. It was another year with neck-to-neck contest between Apple and Samsung. Although it is difficult to determine a winner, one can say that it was actually other players like Google and OnePlus who had won from this battle. 2017, iPhone 8 and iPhone X versus Samsung Galaxy S8. Samsung launched the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus earlier this year, and Apple just revealed the iPhone 8 and iPhone X. Speaking of iPhone 8, it's hardly any different from the iPhone 7. The iPhone 8 still features a circular home button with Touch ID and the age-old LCD display. The S8, however, looks ravishing with a nice blend of glass and metal with a revolutionary curved infinity display. All this without a hardware home button and a fingerprint sensor placed at the rear. The S8 also features an impressive 2K AMOLED display. Though there is an improvement when it comes to the camera quality of the iPhone 8, it is nowhere near the overall performance and looks of the S8, making the Galaxy S8 beat the iPhone 8 hands down. But it's too early to declare Samsung Galaxy S8 as a winner, as it sees a new competition, a real one, against the iPhone X. If you have to ask me, this is the best iPhone ever. A complete redesign with a massive screen size and vastly improved specs, the iPhone X is knocking the doors of Samsung S8 hard and strong. Speaking of the overall design, the two phones are quite similar, with both of them molded in a combination of glass and metal. If we have to speak of the camera, the iPhone X sports a 12-megapixel dual rear camera, whereas the S8 has a single 12-megapixel lens. Taking a step ahead of the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone X provides better image quality and stabilization on both the lenses. The iPhone X can shoot 4K videos at 60 FPS and Full HD slow-mo videos at 240 FPS. The front camera, however, is just 7 megapixel and it can be used as a face scanner to unlock the iPhone X. The S8 sports a single-lens 12 megapixel rear camera with equally impressive image quality and stability. It can record 4K videos at 30 FPS and HD videos at 60 FPS. The front camera is an okayish 8 megapixel which can also be used for unlocking the phone using the iris sensor, although it doesn't look as promising as the iPhone X. The iPhone X is yet to hit the markets, but by the looks of it, it will easily overpower the Galaxy S8. Having said so, the real question arises whether these phones deserve to be priced so heavily. If you look at the likes of OnePlus 5 offering better specs at almost half the cost, or even the Zenfone series from ASUS for that matter, I personally believe that the battle has lost its charm in a way where the customer is somehow cheated on and the manufacturers are the only ones benefiting from it. Apple or Samsung, iPhone or Galaxy S, smartphones have become an integral part of our life, but as most of you are watching this video on a smartphone. Do let me know what's your take on these smartphone battles that take place every year and what kind of phone do you prefer. Do like and share this video and please subscribe to this channel to keep getting updates on my future uploads. Time for me to sign off for now. Cheers.